So, Bones, what was going through your head as you were listening to my new revelations?
Well,
And I'm curious because just to frame what Bonizzi is going to say, she's very different from me, as you can see. Our personalities and the way we grew up were very different. So for her to hear this from an ultra competitive person, from someone who definitely has an ego and had one that was quite, definitely very sensitive at that time, nagulat ka.
yeah. Gulat
And I
talaga.
really explained it in more detail. This is the most detail that I've ever explained those feelings to her.
Well, I feel shocked, one, that you had these intense emotions. I just saw it from a competitive point of view, but I didn't realize you went through that many emotions all at one time. And I didn't think that something like that would cause these type of emotions, because usually when you have like an achievement, of course the first thing that you want to feel is happiness. But I have to take into consideration na, sometimes we feel more than one emotion naman talaga. And that's acknowledged. And I'm glad you acknowledged that, because you were able to tackle that right away. Is it selfish for me to think that I'm sad that I couldn't be there with you to deal with it?
No, I don't think so, because I was able to independently deal with it. Unknowingly, you were there to help me with it as well. Because like I said, I acknowledged it at that moment, but it doesn't mean that I had resolved it.
Yeah.
Alam ko lang na nandun. It took time. It took practice. We probably had fights or arguments or moments where yung root cause pala were my feelings there.
There was a fight or two na ganun yung pinagmulan. And actually, some of our fights happened while I was abroad and away for a period of time.
This isn't a one-way street. Bonizzi, maybe without knowing it, you definitely felt a lot of emotions. I mean, let's use the jealousy part again, where I thought na, hey, she's gonna meet all these new people. And Bonizzi naman, she's thinking, oh no, Fofo's gonna go out, ang dami na niyang kilala doon, baka he might meet another girl. Correct.
Yeah, I also thought about that.
There's always a flip side to it. And syempre, if you're an individual, you'll always rationalize na hindi, mas lugi ako. May ganun yun eh. But the thing is, if you're always gonna look at, okay, ano yung mas mabigat, sino yung mas lugi, you're getting away from the point. The point is not knowing sino mas lugi. The point is figuring out, okay, how do I resolve this? How do I move past this? Like, I don't like this feeling. This feeling is not good for me, for her, or for us. Gotta figure it out.
I'm so shocked. Like, honestly, it kind of made me speechless just hearing all of this right now. Of course, you guys probably know by now, I cry with every emotion that I feel. It's the most instant reaction that I have. But it was a pretty shocking revelation for me.
Let me expound on that now. Obviously, we've had a lot of beauty queens who have won. It's always a talking point. Will they stick to their current boyfriend or not? That storyline is very intriguing because to a certain extent, this couple put in the limelight, people know that they're gonna go through intense emotions.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they don't know the details of these emotions, but they're gonna go through it. And it's drama, just like a teleserie, just like a TV show where we are drawn to drama.
During Miss World, during the last couple of days before the final, one of the main reasons why a number of girls were crying is because they either broke up with their boyfriends, they found out their boyfriends were cheating on them, or there was a problem na parang, you never have enough time for me, blah, blah, blah. Like, they didn't understand the situation and nasa competition siya. There are a lot of misunderstandings with partners during the competition itself.
And they were never really resolved because syempre ego yan. Like, you know, time for me, you have time for me. Pero sa totoo lang, baka they're insecure na, uy, baka ang layo mo na sa akin, ang taas mo na sa akin. And of course, you could also think the same way. You're like, hey, I need your support. I need you. This is so hard for me. I feel like I'm not doing well. And then you're there and you're just like worried about me being with other guys or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you really need to be able to see eye to eye and you need to move past those negative feelings first.
You guys need to support each other from both ends. When I look back at it, Mikael, knowing how competitive he is and knowing how, able to influence people in such a great way. He was the one that influenced the competitiveness or brought out the competitiveness in me because I had it, but I wouldn't take it to the next level. And he was the one that helped me bring my competitiveness to the next level. Mikael has brought so many good things into my life during that point, especially because he helped me big time.
So you talk about that in a good way, but at that time, I could have twisted that notion into a bad thing. I would be like, you know what? I'm the one who dragged her butt to the gym all the time. I motivated her. She'd be nothing without me.
Yeah, you could easily
It's
just
so easy. And people always do that. People always twist it.
hindi lang
So,
sa relationships yan
Hindi lang sa relationship, in partnerships, in teams.
Mentorships.
In mentorships. I made you. May utang na loob ka sa akin.
Yeah.
So let's move back and move that situation into this gender role topic again.
Okay.
Into partnerships once again. When another partner has immense success compared to the other and natamaan yung ego, there's always this tendency to downplay that. Diba? May success and then when they come back, papagalitan for whatever. Pero yun na pala yung projection nung partner na, uy, I'm jealous of your success. Uy.
Is there like a situation that we had that we can relate to?
I don't know if I can think of one because I tried my best not to show that to you. I tried my best to deal with that first before it gets to you. I didn't want that to get to you.
Okay.
Because I had seen it. I had seen it in friends. I had seen it in family. I just tried my best to not make it reach that point with you. Maybe to a certain extent, pero baka may halo na kasing ibang emotion yun.
Mm-hmm.
Do you imagine na sometimes there are partners na when there's success from one, there's a tendency to downplay
The success.
the success.
Like
Kasi
yung,
nainggit.
yeah, parang sasabihin na, hindi, kayang-kaya naman ng iba yan. Or,
Oo,
ano
may
ka ba?
ganon, diba?
Ano ka ba? Like, you still have so much more to achieve. Yung parang ganon.
Oo, like, hindi, wala yan. Pero the thing is, na-hurt ka na kasi na
Oo.
siya ang grabe yung success, ikaw wala pa dun.
And that also will affect the relationship because instead of working on it together, feeling ko with comments like that, it could really hurt the confidence of the person that you're with.
To prevent that,
To prevent going to the dark side.
of course, once again, we can only talk about what we've done from our experience. And for me, that experience is you need to know what is the core and foundation of your relationship. What makes your relationship
Yeah.
happy. The core of our relationship is found in a very simple story. Bones, we wake up in the morning, you make me a cup of coffee. I don't care where we are. I don't care if we have a roof above our shoulders. In that moment, I will be happy. Oh, wag kang umiyak. What makes me happy are the little things that we relate to with one another. The little and simple things. Even if you take away all the success, if you put me and Bonizi and we walk down a road and we talk about things and we're laughing kasi someone said something funny or baka medyo nadapa si Bonizi. In that moment that you're laughing, you're not thinking about mas maraming success to, mas maraming pera to. Nakakainis siya. No, you're happy. Like, you're purely happy pag may nadapa. Sorry, it's just always so funny.
No, I know.
And then,
I've accepted it.
Or you're teasing one another and you're talking or you're telling a story or saying a corny joke. That is my core. That's why I tell you that we can move to the province. We can move here and there. It doesn't really matter where we are. It doesn't matter how much money we have because that's my core. And when you know that, when you know what makes you happy and what you want to grow in your relationship, at least from our experience, that's really helped and grounded me. How about you? Why am I only answering this?
Because you were the one that was in the dark side. No, for me, the core of our relationship, it's not the success that we've been able to achieve thus far. It's not the amount of money that we're able to earn. For me, it's the good values that we share together, that we learn from each other. The core of our relationship is also us bringing out the best in each other. The core of our relationship is us being happy.